Greetings, Internet! This is effing Controller, wishing you a very, very happy holiday and a Merry Christmas and a heroic belated Hanukkah. And I guess, yeah, that was like 3 days ago. What am I talking about? Well, happy Hanukkah all the same. Quasi Kwanzaa. That was a good one. Got myself with that one. And how about Yule? A yeasty Yule? No? Well, I hope it's relatively yeast free, unless you're drinking beer or eating pizza. Um, Solstice, superlative solstice, and a floppy festivus, and Mayan apocalypse that didn't happen. I guess we're still here, so what the hell? It's actually, all that shit aside, all that holiday cheer aside, it's actually time for a very, very long overdue channel update, and to facilitate this update, I'm using a product called Q10, which is what you see before your very eyes. And it's like the Ultimate Fighting Championship version of Microsoft Word in that the only feature is there are no features. It's basically just a black screen, and I mean, I guess you could Alt-Tab out, but I'm not going to do that because I don't know what's in my Chrome window right now. But the point though is that it just has the screen and you just type. But there is actually one very, very, very crucial feature. Get ready for this. It sounds like a typewriter when you type. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, and wait, watch this. Ding ding! All aboard the Let's Play channel update. Whatever. And then my computer beeped at me. That is included with Windows. But yeah, if you actually are interested in this product, I find it really useful because I just get so massively distracted whenever I sit down to try to write something usually. I just need something like this to help prevent me from, going off and looking at porn. Let's be honest. And, it's useful. So if you want it, it's called Q10. It's the letter Q and then the number 10, 10. Just Q10. Just look for it on Google, and you'll be all set. But anyways, back to the update, which is, again, even more long overdue now that I've been gibbering like an idiot. I have some really cool milestones that I actually have reached in the past year that I haven't noted in any way, and I feel pretty bad about that because all of them are thanks to you guys supporting me. And, I want to be a good guy about this. I want to be a good channel operator and provide kudos to Udos. Boo. But so let's actually go with the milestones here. Let's start it out here. Let's start typing milestones. Number 1. I have been doing this shit for a year. And over a year, in fact. My anniversary, which I forgot even, was back in August, I think. That was when I first did my first video Let's Play that was commentated. I did some stuff on the Voltron Army forums that wasn't commentated videos. It's kind of a long story. I'm not going to go into it. If you guys know about it, you know about it. If you don't, you don't. But I started with Escape Velocity, or actually Escape Velocity Nova, to be precise. And, if you haven't seen it, I don't know if I would necessarily bother, but I did it, and that's what paved the way for me to do other stuff. And the only reason I've been continuing to do this for month after month is because I got feedback from people, and people watched my stuff and told me that it was, good or at least mediocre, and, it kept me interested and engaged, and I kept pumping out the shit like a goat onto the internet, and the result is what you see here. So I have you guys to thank for this massive pile of goat shit that is my channel. Well put. All right. Number 2, and that's number 2. Goat shit. Anyways, number 2. I have over 500 subscribers. I don't like to look at the numbers too much, which is a convenient thing for me to say because I feel like I'm doing pretty well as far as the numbers go. I mean, a lot of people get frustrated with their numerical progress on YouTube, but it's nice though. I mean, I have a kind of a duality going on with the whole numbers thing on YouTube. On the one hand, I don't think it's a good idea to focus on numbers when you're doing a Let's Play channel because it's an easy and almost surefire way of getting frustrated. If you look at it, I'm like, oh, I lost a subscription today, son of a gun. But on the other hand, it does provide you with some kind of metric that shows that people are engaged and interested in what you're doing. And that's how I perceive my subscription count, if you will. And it's very encouraging to have people saying, I like you enough that I'm going to put forth the effort to push a button on the internet to allow you to dump more goat shit onto my YouTube front page that I can watch. So I definitely appreciate every single one of you wonderful. I stumbled over that. I was like, do I really want to call these people wonderful? No, you guys are great. You guys are terrific. You guys are keeping me doing this and keeping me a happy, sane, quote unquote, human being. And I appreciate every last one of you people watching who may not even subscribe. That's a fair point to make also. On that topic, I have over 100,000 views. And of course, a lot of these aren't from people who subscribed, and it could be from some people who watched a video and said, this guy is awful. This guy should... I just want to punch this guy until my hand is just a useless stump. Until my hand is gone and I'm just bludgeoning him with the end of my useless arm. But I like to see that number because it makes me think I'm wasting ever-increasing numbers of the internet's time, and that is always a good thing in my book. So there's that, and I guess one other milestone is I finished Silent Hunter 3. I mean, finished in the sense that I got us killed. But, it still is a good feeling, though, to finish a Let's Play. I mean, even if you lose. It still feels like I completed something, I did something worthwhile, and I think people enjoyed it. So I feel like it's worth noting here and commemorating in some way. So there's that. But I guess the real reason not to glory over my achievements over the past year is really that there's some changes afoot. Let's talk about, instead of talking about the past, let's talk about the future now. So the big thing, the big news, it's not big news, but it's big enough to put it all in caps, I guess. Some of you know I work graveyard shift. I work at night. And I don't know if any of you have worked night shift. I've been doing it for 2.5 years. And let me tell you something. That is a long time to work at night, even by what I've heard from a lot of people. That's a good long stint. And even if you have worked night shift for a brief period of time, you'll know that it does horrible things to you. It doesn't like make... Well, one of my friends once said, it's like having fucking cancer, man, isn't it? And I was like, no, it's really not. You're putting much too fine a point on that, sir. You're very, very exaggerating that quite a bit. But it is bad. It's not a good feeling, because even though you might think, oh, well, you can just come home in the morning from work and go to sleep for 8 hours, and you'll be fresh as a fucking daisy when you get up at, 5 in the evening. Your body is much smarter than you think, because it knows when it's asleep during the day, and it knows when it's awake during the night. And as a result, your brain just goes bananas. Everything just gets all screwed up. For me, my part, I am inattentive and oafish and awkward in conversation, and it just does all around bad things to me. Some people can work it fine, incidentally. Some people are able to just bust it out and work nights indefinitely, and it's no problem for them. Me, not so much. I need nighttime sleep. And the big news is that I will be going to day shift. And not only that, I'll be having the baller-ass days off of Friday, Saturday, which is great. That's fantastic. I just was the way that the sign up for the shifts worked out. I'm going to be working days for a whole year. as long as I stay at my current job, which I might not want to do, but don't tell anybody. I just announced it on the internet, but don't make that public any more than I already have. Ah, dear me. So what does this mean? Well, let's look at it in terms of positives and negatives, and I don't think there's going to be too many negatives, but number one, I'll have more free time. Actually, saying that I won't have that much more free time, so I'll have a question mark there. But really, not. It's not that there's more free time. It's that I'll have more quality free time. Because there have been instances where I come home and I try to record a Let's Play, or not come home, I'll wake up and try to record a Let's Play, and I just can't. It just, something about being that sleep deprived, and incidentally, like I was saying, oh yeah, you can just go home and sleep for 8 hours. It doesn't usually work out that way. I usually have some pretty raggedy ass sleep during the day. But I should be able to devote some quality time to you guys. Spend some quality time with you, the viewer. I just think that my recordings are going to be better, and I'm going to be able to do more of them, and I'm going to be more productive and be able to do more stuff, which is awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's been probably my biggest frustration with this whole hobby, is not just that I'm not able to record frequently. I mean, some of you have noticed that there are whole weeks where I don't do any uploads, and it's probably frustrating for you guys, I'm sure. And the reason for that is just that I sit down sometimes and I record something and I sound like a serial killer or something. It just it just doesn't sound entertaining. It's like, welcome to Silent Hunter 3. I'm gonna go kill a bunch of people. And that's pretty much as exciting as it gets. I don't. That's only a slight exaggeration, even. I just don't sound well when I do them. So a corollary to that, I'll be able to interact with you guys more, which is awesome. That's something that I feel like I've really neglected. I've really neglected our relationship. Creepy. I haven't been really very good lately about responding to comments, especially like really lately, like the past couple weeks. There's been a lot of people commenting, and I just haven't bothered to respond because, for the same reasons I don't record sometimes. I just feel like I'm half alive. And sometimes even just sitting down and trying to devote the brain power to come up with something witty or interesting to say in response to a comment is too much for me. And so I'll just sit and stare at the ceiling or something like that for a while instead. It's not quite that depressing. It's just I can't put forth the brain power to say anything or write anything interesting. And I would rather just, watch, television or something like that, like a good, solid, red-blooded American. But it also means not only will I be able to comment more, I'll probably be able to, do some things like collaborative Let's Plays. I've always wanted to do some of those. I mean, I've done one with Pete, but that was kind of an exception. And even when doing that one, that was basically on what would be the equivalent of your normal person's Friday night. And I'm so tired by the end of the week that I just can't even form sentences. It just is like word diarrhea a lot of the times. And it's very, very frustrating. So, but I'm possibly going to do more collaborative Let's Plays. So let's put 2A, collaborative LPs. And let's put 2B down. Streaming. I've done 2 streams. That's another thing I'm going to be doing more of, hopefully, is because I enjoyed it so much the couple of times that I've done it. I love streaming, just because it's interactive and I can, make fun of you people directly as opposed to indirectly, and that's always nice. The last time I did it actually was really fun because I dredged up a bunch of old Japanese games that I don't read a lick of Japanese, let me tell you. And trying to figure out how to play those was pretty fun. I enjoyed that quite a lot. Are there any other positives? I'm not even going to write this down necessarily, but excuse me. I'm probably going to start using my Twitter and my blog more. I don't know if some of you follow me on Twitter, not very many of you. If you want to, feel free. I haven't been using it very much, though, for the same reason that I don't respond to comments and stuff like that. It's just because words, effort, no. Rather would sleep or eat some chocolate or something. So yeah, I might start using them more again though, because I feel like the creative side of my well, pseudo creative side of my brain is kind of gonna come back to life a little bit more, and along with being able to record more stuff, I'm gonna be able to, you know, communicate more stuff in general, and that ties into Twitter and blogging and stuff like that. So there is that. Um, what else? Let's go to the negatives. There is one negative that I feel like I should mention. Well, let me start with another one that just sprang to mind. Day shift is hard. But actually, come to think of it, that's not really a big negative because most people have a hard day at work every now and then. That's probably going to happen to me. That's no different from, being tired. Well, it's actually a lot different from being tired and bedraggled and obscenely discombobulated all the time. One occasional bad day is not going to ruin this for me. The other negative, though, and it's not really even a negative either. It's a positive. I could spin this. I could make so much lemonade out of this. Oh man. But the other negative is I'm going back to school. Back to school. Back to school. I'm actually just taking one class. I already have a college degree. I'm a college graduate, if you can believe it. But just such an idiot. But I'm going back hopefully next year, the year after this coming one, so 2014, I guess that would be, hoping to go back to get a master's degree. Just because I have a bachelor's degree in history, and I haven't found it to be terribly remunerative. It does not give me the financial sustenance that I would like out of my life. And I just don't see a whole lot of avenues for me personally. I mean, certainly people do very well with a history degree, but I don't think it was the right thing for me to do. But there are things that I can do with it that require a little bit more schooling that would be of interest to me. So I'm going to be taking a class. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. And in fact, the reason I think it's going to be a positive is that it's going to be intellectually stimulating for me. So that's a plus. I'm going to go ahead and call that a positive, or yeah, a positive. Who cares? It's a thing. It might affect my ability to record a little bit. I might have to do some reading and testing and all that kind of shit, but I don't anticipate that being a big deal. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The last item though is games to play. I didn't make a whole lot of progress on my list from last year. I guess I kind of did. If you remember my Let's Play WordPad, most of the games that are on that list are either ongoing or have been mostly done. I don't know. I can't really even remember. I should have watched it before I did this. But so obviously there are some that are currently going right now. I'll just list them off. Silent Hunter 4. Silent Hunger. So hungry, but I can't tell anybody. Silent Hunter 4 obviously is going to keep going. I love playing it, and I think you guys like to watch it, so that's going to be played. What else? What else am I doing right now? Oh yeah, Betrayal at Krondor, which I just started basically and kind of left. I did like 2 recording sessions of it, and I really want to do more of it. I have a week off as of today that I'm doing this recording, so I'm probably going to be doing a lot of recording of all the stuff on this list. But the other one, of course, being Myth 1, leading to Myth 2. Myth 1, I've run into kind of a technical... It's been kind of a technical nightmare in some ways. I don't like recording it. I like playing it, but the recording process of it hasn't been so great. But I've run into a fairly significant technical issue with it. We'll see if I can surmount it. But eventually I will play Myth 2, even though it seems like some people don't really like Myth 1. But I think the people who do like it really like it, and that's all the more reason for me to play it. I like it, and that's really all I need. But other than that, if you guys have recommendations, please feel free to let me know. I'm fairly open to them. I'm fairly open to suggestion. Wink, wink. So if you guys have any games that you want me to try, feel free to suggest them with the obvious provision that I can't guarantee that I'm going to play them, unfortunately. But I'll certainly give them a look-see. I've gotten some really good recommendations, and I'm forgetting them right now. Which just goes to show you never work night shift. But feel free to recommend some others. Some other ones that have kind of popped to mind that I'm currently not playing. PTO 2. Let's actually... That sounds like hell. PTO2, I'll put in parentheses, Pacific, wow, caps lock, cruise control for cool, Theater of Operations 2. That's a game that was made for the Super Nintendo and I believe the Genesis and possibly like the Saturn and the PlayStation maybe. But it's a turn-based strategy game that kind of deals with the Pacific theater of World War II, and it's awesome. And I would like to play it. It's made by Koei, so you kind of know what you're getting into there. So that's an excellent game, and I've actually had people recommend that to me already. So I'm thinking of doing that. Other than that, there's the Exile series, which, if you're familiar with Avernum, you might not. That actually might not be a great example to use. Spiderweb Software made the Exile series. It was their original series of RPGs. They're kind of like Ultima, I guess. And it's an excellent series. If there's not much interest in it, I might just play the game called Blades of Exile, which is the last of the series that was made for the Mac and also for the PC too. But it's a top-down RPG. It's really fun, and I might give it a whirl. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if there's any interest in that. What else? I need to finish Wiener Dongs. That should actually be on the top, but Wiener Dongs, really? Wiener Dongs with Pete. I actually might have a episode kicking around on my hard drive still that I haven't edited. I don't like recording those with Pete. It's not that it's Pete. I mean, he does have a powerful odor, but I think I just puffed into the mic a bunch. I apologize if I did. Where was I? Oh yeah, it's not because of anything of Pete. I love Pete. I love him like a brother, but he's like a brother from another mother. The problem, though, is that when we record it, we have to record the vocal audio separate from the game audio, which is how most Let's Players do all of their recordings, but I don't like doing it that way because I'm lazy. And that might be something that's affected by my change to day shift, but we'll see. I might have the wherewithal, the moral fiber to start doing that, but for now it's just much more convenient for me to record everything on a single track. It's not the right way to do it, technically speaking, but that's how I do it. Okay, so just lay off. And other than that, what else? I need to do Castles again because that ended up in a big, juicy turd of an ending. I need to give that another whirl. There's always the possibility of another Scarab of Ra run. That's always on the table, as far as I'm concerned. There's another Mac game called Spaceward Ho, which is not about space pimping. It is a 4X game. Is it really a true 4X? I don't remember what all the X's are. It's got exploration, expansion, exploitation, extortion, Excelsior. It's got all kinds of stuff. It's basically a space strategy game, though. It's in the tradition of Master of Orion and games like that, but it is much more simplified. But it's still a good game. I like it a lot, and I might play it as a result. As if that needed more explanation. Well, you got more explanation, suckers. Does anybody else have any recommendations? I don't know what I was trying to say there. If you guys have any other recommendations, please feel free to send them my way. This is being recorded in the evening on the day of me getting off of work for the week, so words are starting to kind of melt away into nothingness. So maybe that's a good sign for me to stop recording here. But yeah, I'm fairly receptive to recommendations. I'm very receptive to suggestion with the, again, with the provision that I can't play everything. So please feel free to send your suggestions, and they may not even be suggestions for games. If you have suggestions for my channel, let me know. I obviously, if you write "stop being an asshole," that's not something I can really do very much about, but I'm eager to hear people's feedback always. If you guys have questions, all that good stuff, send them my way. So yeah, this has been a very good year for me. I'm looking forward to another very good year. And I'm looking forward to playing more games with you folks. Yay, 2013. Let's play games and get fat doing so. Alright, well, this has been Effing Controller doing a annual channel update, which I might do on a more regular than annual basis in the future. But nonetheless, Happy New Year and good tidings to you and all that shit. Catch you guys later.